Welcome back, everybody, to the Poor Boys podcast with Pigskin and Lone Star. And now, the Boys Unchained. What is up, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of the Poor Boys podcast, The Boys Unchained. I am Pigskin, and as always, to my left, my brother from another mother, Mr. Lone Star.
Is this thing turned on? Yep, we are live, folks. What is up, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing out there?
Let's do this, man. Oh, man, my goodness.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be a fun episode right here.
This is going to be an absolutely awesome episode. We are going to start off real quick, though, running down a few of the people that a few of the people that do a lot to support this channel, support our podcast, support absolutely. Everything that we do. First off being Billy and Print Busters 3D Art. He owns a 3D printing company. He is one of our really good friends. He is on Etsy. You can go on there. You can order custom items. You can order pre-built items that he does on there. He hand paints all of his 3D prints. Absolutely fantastic guy. Very knowledgeable, very fun. We've had him on our panel over on YouTube a bunch of times. I'm hoping to get him up here on the podcast too. That's in the works as well. We're going to have a bunch of special guests coming up here in the next sometime this season. That we'll have a few episodes coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm really excited about that. So cheers and hats off to Billy at 3D Printing. We really appreciate all the support that you've given the Poor Boys since we've gotten this thing rolling. So,
and Billy, I would love a 3D printed beer mug. I think we both would. That would be
3D printed.
Just throwing that out there for ideas and suggestions.
That's cool. I like that idea. I have to figure that out. Next, real quick, we do want to give a huge shout out to that guy named Mike. If you guys are over on the TikTok, please check him out. _guy_named_Mike. He has got almost 40,000 followers over there. He does do a lot of political stuff on his channel. He does some other sports talks and some other things that go on over there. Great guy. He did a huge shout out for the Poor Boys. Not only the Poor Boys, but for Pigskin Blitz, my channel, Lone Stars Lounge, Lone Stars channel, and our podcast as well. So thank you very much again, Mike, for that shout out. It was freaking awesome. And he is another special guest that we are in the works to have get up here on the podcast as well as live on our YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that guy named Mike.
Man, and if that guy Mike comes up and you happen to see a thumbnail that says, if it has the word Mike on it, you're going to want to tune in. So definitely check us out on the YouTube, The Poor Boys, POURBOYZ. But yeah, Mike, thank you for the shout out, brother. You freaking rock. Didn't have to do that, but you did. So thank you so much, man.
That was freaking awesome, man. It was really cool. Like I said, I didn't expect it. He sent me a message with a link to it, and I had to click over there to check it out. So appreciate you doing that, buddy. Like I said, plenty of shout outs coming your way in the future. The guy's freaking awesome.
Enough kissing your ass now. Now
we've kissed your ass.
Kissing your ass now, Mike. Now we're going to get the
show. One more real quick. We are an affiliate partner with Wildman Drinking Company, guys. This is a company that we really feel real I don't know, passionate, I think is a good word about.
Very passionate.
These guys are based out of Utah. They went to the University of Utah. They're engineers. They were partiers. They like to drink, as do we. And so they have come up with a device called the Kraken 2.0. It is a beer shotgunning device. And it is freaking amazing. If you haven't heard of it, you should check it out. Go to wildmandrinking.com. And if you go there and you order a Kraken and you use the code The Poor Boys, ThePourBoyz, you will save $5 on every order over $10. Check them out, guys. Wildmandrinking.com. And with that said, as always, Sir Lone Star, let's get this started right.
Let's get fucking cracking.
Let's do this.
I dropped the F-bomb. Let's see if I get banned for that one.
It's all good.
Well, it happens.
You got TVM, man. This isn't an explicit stream. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, home.
That one hurt.
That was amazing. You may get a Kraken burp out of that one.
Woo-hoo, I definitely will.
But again, you can follow Wild Man Drinking on TikTok, Wild Man Drinking Company.
Yep.
You can find them on Facebook, Wild Man Drinking Company, and you can also find them on YouTube, Wild Man Drinking Company. So definitely check them out. But if you do go to thewildmandrinking.com, when you go to checkout, after you purchase everything, put in the Poor Boys, again, THEPOUR, because we are not
Poor. We are not po.
Poor. Let's pour a beer. The Poor, POUR, Boys, BOYZ. You get $5 off your purchase.
Hell yeah. All right. So last episode, we had mentioned at the very end of the last show, we had talked about what our new topic this week was going to be. We are doing the Poor Boys top 10 weirdest laws in the United States. We do have some write-ins from some of our listeners via the Anchor app, via YouTube, and on our Facebook page. So if you have any ideas or if you have any comments about our topic for the next week, send them to us so that we can add them on to what we talk about. We'll talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing next episode. And once that's done, then you guys can send us your ideas, your messages, and your topics. Sorry, that Kraken's catching up with me, bro.
You got the Kraken burps down there, bro.
Yeah,
I can hear you kind of spacing your words out. Like,
it's catching up to me, bro.
You're like a Chinese movie down there or something.
So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right in. So number one, we are going to start at number one, and we are going to go to number 10. We are not going the opposite direction. So we are doing the top 10, and we are going to do, you know what? No, we're going to go backwards. We're going to go from 10 down to 1. How about that? We're going to go from 10 down to 1 because,
whoa.
Because here's the deal.
You just don't flip the script on me now.
I did just flip the script on you because Lone Star, I only let Lone Star see the first couple of these guys, okay? Because I wanted a live reaction to some of these laws from Lone Star live on the podcast, okay? So you guys are going to get a live reaction. He knows a couple of these, but he doesn't know most of them. I think there's only a couple that he knows. So this is kind of why I wanted to flip the script. I wanted to flip the script a little bit on him, and he didn't even know this was coming. We talked about doing it in order before the stream, and we're going to flip it around real quick. So here we go.
Sneaky bastard.
Number 10 in Wyoming. Don't buy junk from a drunk. Apparently, in the state of Wyoming, it is a state regulation. Sounds more like a funny country lyric than a law. Buying any kind of scrap metal or rubber rags or paper from someone who is under the influence of alcohol is strictly prohibited in the state.
So I cannot go to someone and says, you know what? I want some of your pieces of your car.
Yep.
If they're drunk, if they're walking around going, you know what? I'll give you this freaking cool ass car.
It is illegal.
And I cannot take that vehicle from them.
No, it is illegal to buy any kind of scrap metal or rubber, rags, or paper from someone who is under the influence of alcohol.
So even if they're drunk, I can't buy toilet paper?
Apparently not. But if the person you're buying them from is drunk.
I mean, it's the guy from Walmart.
Yeah, well, he's probably not drunk. He's probably on something else, bro. He's not drunk, dude. He's on something, but it ain't alcohol. But with that said, we're on Wyoming right now, so other things illegal in Wyoming. So we are going to do a little twist on this too. We are going to do our top 10. But we're also going to throw in a few extra laws in each state that we're going to cover that are also illegal in that state. So also illegal in Wyoming, being drunk in a mine, taking pictures of a rabbit between January and April, shooting fish, failing to close a fence, and women standing within 5 feet of a bar while drinking.
Okay, so so Wyoming, I get you're sexist.
Yeah,
because men can do it. Hell yeah, I mean, rock on. But still,
wow, that's crazy.
I mean, really. Women
taking pictures
within
of a
5
rabbit
feet of a
between
bar while drinking. What?
Who cares? But this one here, taking a pictures of a rabbit between January and April. Who cares?
I mean, if he's in my front yard, I'm gonna take a picture of him.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be with my camera.
Well, I mean, I may shoot food, but
he'll be dinner. What are you talking about?
Exactly. He'll be on the grill 5 minutes later.
Hell yeah. Oh my goodness. All right. So
Wyoming. Insane.
Yes. Wow, Wyoming. So moving on. Number 9 in the great state of New York.
Oh, this ought to be interesting.
Sales tax for sliced bagels. Uncut bagels are normally tax exempt in New York, but a bagel has been altered in any way by toasting or adding cream cheese, for example, is suddenly considered a taxable and automatically jumps the price by 8 cents. So if you buy a bagel whole and then you buy that same bagel sliced, the sliced bagel is going to cost you 8 cents more.
So you know what I would do if I was in New York and I was an owner? I would make a pizza company and make bagel pizzas and not cut it. Just like a ring of pizza and not cut it. So that way it's not altered. It's
right.
I guess
it would be altered.
It would be altered. Yeah.
It would be altered. Yeah. No matter what. So just a regular bagel is non-taxable in New York. They're tax exempt. But once you cut it, you now have to pay an 8 cents tax on it.
Typical New York. Typical New York.
Oh my god!
What?
All right,
really? What's wrong with bagel? Really,
dude, seriously? Like, who came up with that shit? It was probably the bagel companies that was like, "Look, these guys are like mutilating our bagels, and we're gonna charge them more if they cut them." You know what I mean?
What's that big bagel company in New York called? Like,
I don't know.
Bagel Bros or something like that. I
mean, maybe. Don't quote us on that. I'm not sure of the name for sure.
I guarantee they do everything they can to not have to pay in for tax on that.
All right, staying in the state of New York, also illegal in New York, talking or looking at anyone while riding an elevator.
I mean, I wouldn't in New York.
Wearing like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to worry about you.
Love you, New York, but don't love you.
Wearing slippers after 10 p.m. Greeting someone by putting your thumb to your nose and wiggling your fingers.
Okay, New York. Okay, New York.
Selling raw hamburgers and eating while swimming in the ocean.
I mean, does a Bloody Mary with shrimp count? I mean,
right?
What in the hell? Because, I mean, I'll be in the ocean with a Bloody Mary and shrimp or Bloody Mary and bacon, whatever. I mean,
right.
Really,
technically, you would be eating. Really? So, yeah, it would be against the law for you to have your awesome Bloody Mary in the ocean. You couldn't do it. It's against the law, apparently.
In New York, really? No slippers? I mean,
no slippers after
dailies,
10 p.m.
Bro.
Yeah,
come on, New York.
Oh, dude, or selling raw hamburgers. You can't sell the raw hamburgers in the state of New York.
I mean, I'm not eating a freaking raw cow. I don't know.
But no, like you can't even go somewhere like if it sells hamburgers and buy their meat raw to take it home and cook it. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Maybe it's like restaurants can't sell raw hamburgers. They all have to be well done. I'd have to look into that law because that might be what it is that they can't sell, like the hamburgers have to be like well done. Because you know how you can have like medium or like, you know what I mean? Like there's some pink in it. I guess you can't have that. You can't be raw at all. It has to be cooked all the way through. I don't know. I'm going to have to redo some more research into that law. Stay tuned. That may be a whole nother episode.
So in New York, we have established you're fucking weird.
Yeah.
But moving.
Fuck. All right. So
I do have a wild card, though.
You do have a wild card. Okay. What's your wild card?
I do have a wild card, and I don't know if it's to mention because obviously I have not seen the last 5. So I don't think Detroit's on the list, but I have no idea. So in Detroit, Michigan.
Is this a listener?
It's against the law to scowl at a woman. If you look at her in a weird, like if you scowl a woman, it's against the law.
Wow.
I mean, if she did something wrong, I mean, it deserves a scowl.
Wow. Can't even.
And I'm gonna scowl her.
It's funny how they're limiting how like your facial expressions can be. Like, really? Like it's a facial expression, really. Like who really gives a shit if I have a scowl on my face? Really? Like who
I may
cares?
raise an eyebrow or some shit, but I mean,
right.
Hey. So, then also in Michigan, you cannot sell cars on a Sunday, which I think that may be a law. A lot of places, it's kind of like not buying alcohol or liquor on a Sunday. I think it's kind of the same concept.
Well, fuck,
you cannot sell cars on a Sunday
day of the week. Yeah, up here we can buy liquor whenever. We can buy cars on the weekend. Shit, who knows, man? States are weird, man. That's crazy.
So up in Washington, you can actually buy liquor in Washington on Sunday.
Yeah, it's in the fucking grocery store, dude. I walk into the grocery store and I fucking go buy my liquor at the grocery store. Grocery stores are open 7 days a week, bro. I don't have to go to a state-run liquor store, bro.
So yeah,
it used to be that way when I was
liquor
younger.
Stores and beer stores.
Yep. When I was younger, it used to be that way. It used to be that you had to go to the liquor store to get liquor. You could get beer at the grocery store when I was growing up, but you had to go to the liquor store to get liquor. Well, then the laws changed up here and all the grocery stores started carrying liquor. So now you can just go to Safeway and buy a freaking fifth, or you can buy a half gallon of Jack Daniels at fucking Safeway, bro. I'm dead serious. You can get anything you need at the grocery store now.
I'm living in the wrong state.
All right, moving on. Poor Boys top 10. Number 8, weirdest laws in the United States. Because this comes from the state of Minnesota. No greasing up pigs.
So you're saying that you can't do a pig roast?
Apparently, no. Basically, what they used to do is they would, like, during like rodeos and things like that, they would have like the kids out there and they would oil up the pigs, and the goal was to try to capture the pig while it's covered in grease and it's slippery. And so you would run around chasing these pigs trying to catch them, and they would slip out of your hands because they're covered in grease. And apparently pig greasing was so much of a problem that the state had to ban in writing into law in 1971. Yeah, so basically what they used to do, this is what it says. It says, oiling up pigs in your living room with the goal of trying to recapture the slippy swine is not one of the most healthy or reproductive uses of anyone's time. So apparently they would like put the pigs in a living room or in somewhere in their house, and they would grease them up and try to catch them. And apparently it was such a problem.
I don't know if I want to grease up a pig. I mean, they're nasty animals to begin with. They snort, they grunt, they fart, they do all the stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to grease up a pig unless it's bacon. Just saying.
Dude, I don't know, man. This is weird, bro. Like this is fucking weird. Like I had never heard of pig greasing until we did this, until I looked these laws. I've never fucking heard of it in my life. Never. So this is weird, bro. This is crazy.
I like the next law in Minnesota because now I would be arrested in a heartbeat.
Yep. So while we're in Minnesota, also illegal in Minnesota, like Lone Star was saying, first one, sleeping naked. Arrested. It is illegal to sleep naked in the state of Minnesota. It is also illegal to enter the state wearing a chicken or duck on your head. It is also illegal to drive a red car down Lake Street. It is also illegal to eat hamburgers on Sundays and standing around any public building without having a reason to be there. That would be called loitering, and that's illegal everywhere. Just FYI, everybody.
That is
like that's illegal just about everywhere for businesses that don't want you being there. I guess it's a public building. So a public building is technically public property. So technically it wouldn't be loitering because it's a public property and the public can be there. But this state has now made it illegal. So stand around public. So you can't stand outside a library for no reason. Like you go to a library and just stand outside, you can get arrested for it because you're standing around a public building without having a reason to be there. That's weird, dude. I don't agree with that. That's weird.
See, I couldn't live in Minnesota for a couple reasons. One, it's fucking cold. Not doing it. It's cold. It's cold. Second, you can't eat hamburgers on a Sunday. I eat hamburgers on Sunday because I watch football and everybody eats hamburgers. So you know what? I'm sure there's a lot of breaking laws, but it's cold. I'm not living there. No, I'm not doing it.
Oh my goodness. All right. Poor Boys top 10. insane laws in the United States. Number 7, we go to the state of Maryland, where it is illegal to curse while driving. I'd go to jail. I'd be in jail.
Yeah.
I'd be in
All
jail.
of us would. All of us.
Yeah. It says, don't expect to be able to release any of your pent-up road rage once you pass the town line into Rockville, Maryland. Profanity is illegal while driving on any street, lane, or highway there. And anyone caught cursing or swearing faces a $100 fine. How they enforce that is unclear, short of bugging your vehicle, but you will get a misdemeanor charge on your record for your potty mouth. Wow. So it's a $100 fine and a misdemeanor charge for cussing while you're driving.
So this brings up the whole question.
Wow.
So with all these states we've already talked about, how much are these laws enforced? Are they laxed? Are they strict laws like a seatbelt law?
I think a lot of these are blue laws, which are kind of like they're laws, but they're laws that are so old nobody really enforces them anymore. But again, it is still a law, and if you're hanging out your window in your car, screaming and yelling and cussing at the car next to you, and a cop happens to hear you, you very well may get a fine. I mean, who knows? It really depends on how well that officer knows the law. If he knows that law exists, then you may get a ticket for it. If that cop is like us and had no clue that law existed, which I'm sure nobody else did, then you're probably going to get away with it because he's not going to know the law either. You know what I mean?
True.
But it really depends, I believe, on, who is stopping you. If the cop knows the shit and knows all the laws in your state, you're screwed. You better watch your mouth while you're driving. I don't need no $100 fine and a misdemeanor for looking at the guy that just cut me off and almost killed me and telling him to go himself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need that. I don't need that because that's going to happen.
Yeah, like I say, I don't want to get pulled over and be like, hey, you were cursing at someone. Yeah, F you.
Oh, God. So while we're in the state of Maryland, you're going to love these, bro. Also illegal in Maryland, growing thistles anywhere in your yard. Talking to a lion in the cinema.
Or taking a lion to a cinema.
Taking a lion to the cinema and wearing a sleeveless shirt in a public park.
Man,
wow.
I got my Anthony Hardaway jersey on a Sunday afternoon, taking a stroll through Maryland. I mean, let's go.
Wow. That's crazy. Some of these are just nuts, dude. All right, moving on. Number 6 of the Poor Boys' top 10 weirdest laws in the United States. We go to the farthest northeast state in the country, and that would be the state of Maine. And in the state of Maine, it is illegal to advertise on tombstones.
So you mean I can't write the Poor Boy? No, I would never. Just saying. No, I would never. No.
If you've ever considered a gravestone as a potential spot for your ad placement, well, you can forget about it. If you find yourself in the town of Wells, Maine, city ordinance forbids it. It says you cannot advertise on your tombstone. So if when you die, you want an advertisement for, say, your family's business that you left behind or something like that. Nope, it is against the law. It will not happen. They forbid it. While we are in the great state of Maine, that's so fucking weird. That's so weird. Like, who the hell is going to see an advertisement in a graveyard? Like, how many people really, really go to a graveyard every day?
I mean, I'm not going to a graveyard.
Who's going to walk by that grave?
It's not a baseball stadium.
Right. I'm not looking. There's no Jumbotron at the graveyard that's got all the advertisements flowing on it. You know what I mean? Come on. I'm not going there to freaking see ads. I'm going there to visit somebody that's passed. Like, that's crazy. It's crazy that they even have to make these laws because somebody tried to advertise on their tombstone. That's why this law is in place, bro.
Of course.
It is. So while we're in Maine, it is also illegal to step out of a plane that is flying in the air. It is illegal to skydive in Maine. You cannot step out of a plane that is flying in the air. You can also not have Christmas decorations up after January 14th. Thank God some state finally fucking did it.
Thank you. That shit should not be.
God. They should have a limit when it goes up
4th
to
or 5th.
Yeah, they should say they couldn't put it. It should also say they can't put them up until December 1st. Like, fuck this Halloween Christmas light crap.
They're putting them up at they're putting them up at freaking Halloween nonsense.
Yeah,
No,
like Halloween
stop.
time. No, get out of here. So I like that law. Having Christmas decorations up after January 14th. Christmas is over. Get them the fuck down or turn them the fuck off. Also illegal in Maine, strolling down the street playing a violin. And it is also illegal to sell mercury thermometers, which I
There
don't
goes my
even think
business.
they
I
make
cannot be in
anymore.
business in Maine. I
I'm sure
cannot
there
do
are.
business in Maine.
I'm sure there are some mercury thermometers out there, but they stopped making mercury thermometers because mercury was so bad that I really doubt that they're even allowed to sell mercury thermometers anymore. So I'm pretty sure that's a really old law. And this was probably back when mercury thermometers were outlawed and people still kept selling them. And so they made it a law that you couldn't sell them anymore. It was illegal because, again, mercury is very bad for you. And those things were making people, you break them open, you get mercury all over yourself. You know what I mean? It's not a good thing, bro.
Yeah.
Not a good thing.
It's not what it was in never mind, go ahead.
You're good, bro. You're good. Moving on to the number 5 insane law that you will not believe exists in the United States. We go to the state of Indiana, where there are rules for black cats on Friday the 13th. In Fresh Lick Springs, Indiana, black cats are required by law to wear 2 bells on their collar on Friday the 13th. This law was introduced on Friday the 13th in 1939 in an attempt to quell people's superstitions about black cats and bad luck during an already stressful time, the start of World War II. So black cats had to wear 2 bells on Friday the 13th. They had to wear a bell on their collar.
Why
like a little tiny bell on your collar so people could hear them coming. They're black cats and they're superstitious.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you could hear these black cats coming because people were superstitious about black cats and being bad luck. And this was at the beginning of the start of World War II. So they made it illegal. You had to wear, if you have a black cat, you have to put 2 bells on it to kind of quell the superstitions about black cats and bad luck because you're getting ready to go into the start of a huge war, basically.
But the fact that if I hear 2 bells back then, I knew it was a cat, and I was shutting all the doors, locking all the windows.
Yeah, right.
So that thing ain't coming in. Sorry, bro,
right.
Not in my house.
Yep. All right. So we have kind of the opposite. There's a law that's the opposite on this one. So we'll get to that one in just a second. But while we're in Indiana, also illegal in Indiana, it is illegal to receive money for holding a puppet show. It is also illegal to catch a fish with your bare hands. It is also illegal to stand in a bar if you are a man. It is also illegal to carry a cocktail from the bar to your table.
Standing in a bar if you're a man.
Standing in a bar.
Yeah, standing in a bar if you're a man.
Yep, which means you have to sit.
Oh, see, look at you. So smart.
Mm-hmm. So you can't, if you're a man, you have to be seated. You cannot be standing in a bar in Indiana. Doesn't mean you can't go in the bar. It just means that you can't be standing. You have to be sitting. And you also can't carry, if you go to the bar and get first of all, you're apparently not supposed to be standing. So how the fuck are you going to get to the bar in the first place? Exactly. Yeah, like what the fuck? Like I can't get to the bar to carry a cocktail, so I'm good on that one because I can't even get out of my seat. How are you supposed to leave the bar? And how are you supposed to come in the bar if you're supposed to crawl in the door and then sit at your table? Like how the hell does that work? I don't get it because you got to stand to walk in, right?
Yes. Yeah, you have to stand to walk in. You have to stand to go to the bar. You have to stand to walk from the bar to the. Indiana, you may be the Hoosier state, but who's your lawmaker? Is all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, who's your lawmaker? I like that. I like that. All right, number 4 insane laws you will not believe exist in the United States. We go to the state of Georgia. In the state of Georgia, it is illegal to eat fried chicken with anything but your fingers. In Gainesville, Florida, finger licking chicken is not just a catchy slogan. It's literally a law since 1961. It has been illegal to use utensils to eat fried chicken in the self-proclaimed poultry capital of the world, thanks to a publicity stunt that has remained part of the city code to this day. and don't think they're too chicken to actually reinforce this cockamamie law nowadays. A tourist was arrested for forking his fried chicken in 2009.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, that
So
is
they still enforce it.
That is a state that holds their fried chicken.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I get it.
Do
I
not
get it,
fork our
sure,
chicken.
but yeah, do not fork the chicken in Georgia. Do not fork the fried chicken. Okay, use your fingers. You will go to jail. You will get arrested. Touch the chicken. Just touch it.
Who eats fried chicken with a fork anyway? Come on now. I mean, it's just the American way.
People
you
from
pick
New
that
York
thing up and you freaking shout out.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. While we're in Georgia, also illegal in Georgia, carrying an ice cream cone in your back pocket on Sundays.
I did that last Sunday.
I did that last Sunday. Yeah, you know what? I do that all the fucking time. Like, why not, right?
I mean, there's always an ice cream cone in my back pocket. I mean, every Sunday.
Also illegal in Georgia, using profanity in front of a corpse at a funeral home. So if somebody dies that you don't like, you can't cuss at them in their coffin at their in a funeral home.
You are such a beep hole, and I love you, but you're such a just
you go to jail apparently for it. Apparently, and it's also illegal in Georgia to keep donkeys in a bathtub. Get that one.
No comment.
Yeah. All right, number 3 on the top 10 most insane U.S. laws you won't believe exist. In that, we now go to the great state of Connecticut. Apparently, in Connecticut, pickles must bounce. And let me explain. In Connecticut, a pickle cannot be considered a pickle nor sold as one unless it bounces when dropped from a height of 1 foot in the air. The state regulation was a result of a devious pickle packers selling substandard pickles that obviously didn't bounce. Thus, a new law was born.
I mean, I like a little. oh my God! A bounce in a pickle. I mean, as long as it's crunchy, I don't care if it bounces. As long as it's crunchy, like a Clausen, then I'm okay. I don't care if it bounces. I mean, even if it goes and just falls limp, I'll eat it if it's Clausen.
Oh my goodness!
But a bouncing pickle?
A bouncing pickle. Yeah, apparently a pickle is not considered a pickle unless it bounces when dropped from 1 foot in the air in Connecticut.
Y'all.
So here's my question. Are y'all bouncing all your pickles on the damn ground? Because I do not want ground pickles. Okay, like I don't want you dropping them on the ground to see if they bounce and then putting them in the jar and sending them to me. Okay, that does not sound cool. Yeah.
What the hell? This on the ground. They're freaking making musical instruments.
Do they do like every 20th one, or like how do they figure out if all the pickles bounce if they're dropping them on the? I don't want pickle. I want 4 pickles. What the hell? Better give me the fresh pickles.
Y'all chime in. How do you bounce your pickles?
Right.
Let us know.
Man. Well, while we're in Connecticut, also illegal in Connecticut. This one's weird. Keeping town records where liquor is sold. Yeah. It's also illegal to bike over 65 miles per hour. If you're on a bike going 65 miles an hour, you're about dead. Like, you better hope you got some good brakes on those things, because those brake pads are not that thick. And if you're doing 65 miles an hour, I'm worried for you.
I mean, if you're on an electric bike going 65 miles an hour, yeah, you bet you hold on to what you got, because you're flying off that thing.
Yes. It is also illegal in Connecticut to walk backward after sunset.
Backwards dance. I can walk backwards fast. You can. Let's go.
It's also illegal to cross the street while walking on your hands.
I do it every day.
Yeah, I know, right? It's also illegal to educate dogs in the state of Connecticut.
So you're saying that every dog is just not intelligent?
Every dog's dumb, apparently, in Connecticut. That's what I'm reading, because you can't train them. You can't educate them, apparently. I don't know. And it is also illegal for a beautician to sing, hum, or whistle while attending to a customer. So if you're cutting somebody's hair or doing somebody's nails, you can't whistle. Don't have a song stuck in your head, because if you do, you can go to jail. Sorry for you.
Connecticut, y'all need help. Help.
Yeah. You need Jesus.
Good Lord. Bouncing pickles, no humming, no singing. I mean, Good Lord, y'all. Yeah. If you're living in Connecticut, what y'all doing? No, I'm kidding.
Right.
We love y'all Connecticut people. Listen.
Connecticutans.
Or
Connecticans?
I almost said Canadian,
Connecticut?
but I'm from Connecticut.
That's a whole different ball of wax, bro. All right, moving on to number 2 on the Poor Boys Top 10 Insane U.S. Laws You Won't Believe Exist. We now go to the great state of Arkansas. And in the great state of Arkansas, it is illegal to pronounce the name incorrectly, as I just did.
Shout out to Jimmy.
Yes, it is illegal to mispronounce the state of Arkansas. If you say Arkansas, it is illegal. Yeah, you could find yourself in very hot water. It doesn't say that there's any sort of fine or any jail time that goes with it, but it is a law that, yeah, it's a state code that is strictly enforced. That Arkansas is pronounced Arkansas and not Arkansas. So there you go. I think that's just because they're tired of people mispronouncing their fucking state.
Man, I mean, how many people do you think in the nation, in the world, say, they read that word and they're like, hey, there's Kansas in that word. Is it Arkansas? And I mean, I guarantee there's more people that say Arkansas than Arkansas. I probably guarantee that.
I mean, if you look at the way that it's spelled, that's exactly how it's spelled. Arkansas. Arkansas. It's exactly how it's spelled. I don't know where the hell the saw came in. There's no W in there. I don't know where that came from, but apparently it is.
Saw, yeah, exactly. And they're making up their own words.
I've seen saw. I know how it's spelled. I've seen the movies. I know they spell it right, and there's no W at the end of Arkansas.
It is Arkansas.
Also illegal in Arkansas, keeping alligators in a bathtub.
There goes Butch.
Yeah. It is also illegal to get a raise as a teacher after bobbing your hair. So if you cut your hair short and bob your hair as a teacher, you will not get a raise. Keep that in mind if you're a teacher in Arkansas.
Yeah, Karens. I'm kidding. Yeah. I'm kidding. I'm only kidding.
Also illegal, killing any living creature whatsoever. And honking your horn at a sandwich shop after 9 p.m.
If I'm pulling up at a sandwich shop at 9 p.m., if I got the munchies and beep, beep, where's my food? Yeah, I mean, I'm going to honk. Arrest me. I'm hungry.
Yep, it's going to happen. All right, so we have finally made it to the number 1 most insane laws in the U.S. that you won't believe exist. Number 1, we go to the giant state, the most northern state of the United States, Alaska. And it is illegal in the state of Alaska to be drunk while in a bar.
Not happening.
Yes, a bar. You know the one place you go specifically to get drunk? Yeah, that's it. People who are already drunk must not knowingly enter a bar to drink more, nor can they remain in the bar where they got drunk in the first place. Basically, you must use your own drunken judgment to decide at which point you have had enough and kick yourself out. Laugh all you want, but the police still enforce this law today.
So can the bartender kick you out, or do you have to kick your own self out? Because you know what? If no one's kicking me out, I ain't leaving. It's like getting drunk on a plane.
But if somebody sees that you're drunk, yeah, if a cop walks in and sees that you're drunk, or somebody knows that you're drunk and you won't leave, they will call the cops. You know what I mean? So, because technically what you're supposed to do at a bar in Alaska is you can go drink, but when you get to the point of being intoxicated, you're supposed to leave. You're not supposed to stay there after you're drunk.
Yeah, too bad I can't live in Alaska.
Yeah. I don't think we'd last very long in Alaska, bro. We'd get plastered and we'd get kicked out of every bar.
Hey, y'all want a Kraken? You want a shotgun? Let's go.
Yeah, especially if you live in a small city in Alaska where there's 1, maybe 2 bars in the whole city. Yeah, we'd be screwed. We'd be drinking at home like we do now. We wouldn't be going nowhere. All right. So while we're in Alaska, let's go ahead and wrap up the top 10 really quick with a few other things that are also illegal in the state of Alaska. It is illegal to view a moose from an airplane or push a moose out of an airplane, for that matter.
Hey, moose, you want to go skydiving? Hey, moose.
Who's pushing a moose out of a freaking plane?
Me.
What? God, it is also in this. I know you would. I know you would. I know you would. I could see you doing it. And what I could see is you with your back up against the moose, trying to push it out the plane while it freaks out and kicks you into the side of the plane.
And just imagine my jail record. What did you do wrong? He pushed a moose at the plane. I'm like,
right.
That's probably the best record you could have written below your name.
Dude, that's crazy. That's insane, dude. So it is also illegal in Alaska to wake a sleeping bear to take a photo of it, because that's smart.
Yeah.
Like, what idiot did that? There's an idiot out there that did it, and that's why they're like, okay, this guy died. Apparently, we need to make that a law.
Hey, Grizzly, wake up,
dude. What the hell? That's common sense for you right there. That's a little Darwinism for you right there. You know what I mean? You know what? You let the dumb people do dumb shit and let them go bye-bye. You want to do dumb shit. You want to go wake a sleeping bear? Hey, go right for it. We don't need you around anyways, because you're not adding to the gene pool. One more thing that's illegal in Alaska real quick before we wrap this up. It is illegal in the state of Alaska to bring flamingos into a barbershop.
I mean, I don't know if they may need a buzz cut or something. I mean,
dude, some of these are out there. Dude, some of these are out there. Come on,
Alaska. Hey, Alaska, take your laws back. You're drunk.
Yeah, right.
Literally.
Apparently, you're not drunk enough because you keep kicking the drunk people out the bars.
Exactly.
Let them stay in the bars because they do dumb shit like wake up bears. You know what I mean? Like, shit, if you'd let that guy stay in the bar and drink, he wouldn't have been out there waking up the bear to take a picture of it, because he was drunk. He probably just left the bar. Well, can't be at the bar. Let's go wake up the bear and take a picture of it.
I mean, I'd rather keep him at the bar. I mean, hell, let me just stay at the bar. Let me just stay at the bar getting drunk. Why not?
Right. Just leave me here. I'm safe here. I know I'm safe here. Okay. Like, if I leave, I'm going to do dumb shit. Like, I'm going to do some stupid shit. Let me stay here where there's people around me that can stop me from doing the dumb shit. Because I leave, I don't have that. Well, I don't have that good of self-control, bro.
Alaska.
Oh, man. So that wraps up the Poor Boys Top 10 this week. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys, if you have any other weird laws, please send them to us via the Anchor app, the messages on the Anchor app, Spotify, our YouTube. Send us a message on Facebook. We have a Poor Boys Facebook page. We will be dropping the podcast on YouTube as well. So if you're listening to it on Spotify and you want to check out our YouTube page, it is The Poor Boys, ThePourboyz. Check us out. Hit the subscription button, and you will catch every bit of content that will be coming out very shortly. So with that said, we do have another episode coming up. We will be working on episode 3 here very shortly. And we wanted to touch just a little bit and give you a little teaser on kind of what's coming. We are doing another Poor Boys Top 10. And this next Top 10 is going to be the world's most amazing remote restaurants. We're going to do the top 10 world's most amazing remote restaurants. And so please, it should be fun. That should be really cool. There's some really cool ones on there. I'm going to kind of keep that one kind of hidden a little bit. So I may not even look at it really until we do the podcast. That way we can kind of both get some reactions on the places that are on that list. I do have a few of them pulled up. So we are going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for coming back and checking out the Poor Boys podcast. We will be back soon with episode 3 with another Poor Boys Top 10. Thank you, everybody that's listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. Thank you guys very much. If you're listening on YouTube, cheers, everybody. And thank you guys for supporting the Poor Boys. And as always, for the sake of Weird Al Yankovic, guys, stay weird, y'all.
Yo, stay weird, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. We love you guys. Cheers.